And that wasn't Henry's upbringing, and even with Happy Days.
When Happy Days first flickered onto television screens in 1974, Ron Howard was its golden boy, the clean-cut heart of a nostalgic America, smiling from behind soda fountains and jukeboxes as Richie Cunningham, the boy next door everyone trusted. But beneath the glow of perfect family dinners and 1950s charm, something inside him was quietly shifting. Fame was no longer fulfilling. The role that made him beloved was beginning to feel like a cage. Long before he would become the acclaimed director behind Apollo 13, A Beautiful Mind, and the Da Vinci Code, he was simply Ronald William Howard, born March 1, 1954, in Duncan, Oklahoma, a child of actors Rance Howard and Gene Spiegel Howard, who didn't just raise a son in Hollywood, they immersed him in it. While other kids learned baseball, Ron learned camera marks. He balanced studio tutoring at Desilu with regular school in Burbank, quietly absorbing how stories were constructed behind the scenes. That spark ignited at just 5 years old when he was cast as Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, guided gently by Andy Griffith, who taught him that storytelling was about more than hitting lines. It was about leadership, vision, and heart. By the time Happy Days arrived, Ron was already a veteran. As Richie Cunningham, he anchored the series with warmth and innocence, perfectly balancing the cool swagger of Henry Winkler's Fonzie. Together, they created one of television's most iconic friendships. But as the show exploded into a cultural phenomenon, the spotlight began drifting toward the leather jacket. Network executives even considered reshaping the show around Fonzie, and slowly, the series that had once revolved around Richie no longer felt like his story. Though audiences still adored him, the industry struggled to see beyond America's favorite redhead. When Ron expressed interest in directing, even after helming the low-budget comedy Grand Theft Auto, executives hesitated. To them, he was Richie. To Ron, that identity was becoming too small. So at the height of the show's success, he made a decision that stunned fans and rattled the network. He walked away. Not out of ego. Not out of rebellion, but because he knew staying would mean settling. When he stepped behind the camera for Night Shift, he wasn't a sitcom star testing the waters. He was a storyteller claiming his future. The film reintroduced him to Hollywood not as a former child actor, but as a director with rhythm, wit, and emotional depth. From there, his career became defined not by scandal, but by steady excellence. Even when the Da Vinci Code stirred religious controversy, Ron remained grounded, anchored by his high school sweetheart and wife, Cheryl Howard, whose quiet strength helped him navigate decades of fame without losing himself. In the end, Ron Howard didn't leave Happy Days because he was ungrateful. He left because he understood something few stars dare to admit. Sometimes the bravest move isn't clinging to what made you famous. It's stepping away from the spotlight to chase the vision only you can see.